Day 43, the Wednesday of Holy Week. Our reading is from John chapter 17, verses 15 to 23. I'm reading from the Good News translation. I do not ask you to take them out of the world, but I do ask you to keep them safe from the evil one. Just as I do not belong to the world, they do not belong to the world. Dedicate them to yourself by means of the truth. Your word is truth. I sent them into the world just as you sent me into the world, and for their sake I dedicate myself to you, in order that they too may be truly dedicated to you. I pray not only for them, but also for those who believe in me because of their message. I pray that they may all be one. Father, may they be in us, just as you are in me and I am in you. May they be one so that the world will believe that you sent me. I gave them the same glory you gave me, so that they may be one, just as you and I are one. I in them and you in me, so that they may be completely one, in order that the world may know that you sent me and that you love them as you love me. I am steaming. Cross, not smelly. I have just come home from this church meeting in which one person constantly, relentlessly, at every opportunity, relevant or completely irrelevant, keeps sniping and digging at Catholics. In this all-Protestant gathering, I guess she considers that part of the household to be fair game. I rage at Jesus about this for about half an hour. How can she? I'm almost shouting. His gaze doesn't waver from my face. I can't read his expression. Serious? Impassive? Though, to be honest, I'm not 100% focused on reading his expression. I still have things to say. What does she know about church history? Does she remember the 18 Carthusian monks martyred in 16th century England for their refusal to accept Henry VIII as supreme head of the Church of England? 7 of them, including John, the prior of the London Charterhouse, were dragged on hurdles through the city of London to an open place of execution at Tyburn, where they were slowly hanged until they were almost dead, then had their genitals cut off, then were cut open and their bowels pulled out, then their bodies cut into 4 pieces and their heads cut off. By order of the head of the Church of England, because of their steadfast faith. In the compost of this barren desert spiritual wilderness did the Church of England grow. 3 of them, Humphrey, William and Sebastian, had stood in prison upright, chained from their necks to their arms, and their legs fettered with locks and chains for 13 days. Quiet, humble men of prayer, known for their holiness all. Does she even know about these men in England's history? I stop, upset, glaring, trembling. He looks at me. I remember them. He says quietly, I know them. They are my friends. I pause on these words, but not for long. I'm going to tell her, I persist belligerently, the very next time she has anything to say about the Catholic Church, I'm going to rebuke her remarks in your holy name and tell her to stop it. Jesus smiles. No, don't do that, he says gently. I'm still glaring at him. Well, you are, by definition, right, I concede. But I can't see why not. He reaches across and just with his fingertips touches the back of my hand. This finger-light touch surprisingly brings me back from the thorny wilderness of rage I'm stamping around in to the here and now. There is always something underneath goading and defamation that only love can reach, he says. Opposition doesn't do the trick. Says who? I haven't entirely simmered down. I remember you having some highly provocative things to say to the Pharisees. Blind guides, wasn't it? Whitewashed tombs? A slight frown creases his brow. Different circumstances, different measures, he says. You weren't there. And you know, I died for them too. So what do you think I should do? I feel a bit deflated now. He thinks for a minute, looking down at his hands resting on his knees. Maybe next time you go to the group, he says softly, you could go to work on the issue, but attack the thing, not the person. You have the perfect opportunity here to be the bridge between this new friend and your Catholic friends. Love her, make a point of loving her, sit with her, chat to her, ask her how her week has been, affirm everything you can in what she contributes, look at her with love in your eyes. The divisions in the church have torn my body apart and ripped out its guts as surely as they disembowelled John at Tyburn. Please, please, don't start a new division, a new separation. Hating someone because they hate Catholics, attacking someone because they are attacking someone else, well, it doesn't make it better. He looks up at me. Gently, he says, what I like best, if you can bring yourself to it, is for you to allow my body to be made whole so far as it lies with you. To love the most objectionable, the most hostile, to remember my dismembered body in the sanctum of your heart, in the holy temple of who you are, to establish and hold in place the beautiful vision I had and still have, that they may be one, that they may be completely one, as I and the Father are one. He stops abruptly, and to my horror, I watch a tear roll down his face, followed by a second one. My Jesus, I will do that for you, I say.